Hey guys, today we are going to work on a hip flow to help to open the hips, the piriformis muscle, the IT band some. So this is great for you runners, you soccer players, you hikers, you cyclists, and just active people in general to help to really get those hips to release a little bit more. So you'll need 2 blocks and a blanket or a towel or something like that in case you have sensitivity in your knees. Hit the mat. Let's go. So we're going to do a couple sun salutations to warm up the body. So have your blocks close by there. Again, your blankets close by as well, so you don't have to reach around and grab for it when you need it. Stand at the front of the mat. Toes are pointing forward. Feel the pubic bone tuck under slightly. Lift your chest up, okay? And be aware here if you're beginning to feel that tailbone tuck back. Feel it tuck under, and then feel your ribs push back. You can even take your hand to your mid stomach there and press straight back. That way you can feel the ribs pressing back and towards the spine. That way you have a nice long spine. Hands to heart center. Go ahead and inhale, arms overhead. Good, take a deep breath in. And when we exhale, we'll fold forward. Hands can come in front or you can dive, swan dive. Bend those knees, protect those hamstrings. Hands on the ground or on those blocks or your shins. Come up halfway as we inhale. Fold back in and let's step back with the right foot. I'm going to mirror you guys here. So step that right foot back, okay? Right foot's back, shoulder blades down the spine. Feel a nice extension there back through the right heel and use the blocks if needed under those hands. Good. We're going to go ahead and prepare to go back into our plank here. So hands come on the ground, steps that left foot back, plank. Shoulders down the back, hug the elbows in, eyes the elbows forward. Okay, and at the drop knees or come down through chaturanga. Pubic bone down, shoulders down the back, press the feet down, hug those elbows in, inhale, let's do a cobra, strengthen those muscles in the back, open the chest, make sure you're not rolling forward, elbows out, shoulders rolling in, internal rotation, external rotation, opening up the chest, good, release. And then press yourself up the table, tuck toes under, head back to down dog. Walk your feet forward just a couple of inches. Pedal the feet a little bit. And we're going to come out here, okay? So now we'll lift the right leg in the air. We exhale, right foot forward. Runner stretch. Make sure your right knee is above or behind your ankle. Hands can go back on those blocks. Support yourself, shoulders down. Step forward, left foot. Forward folding, bend those knees. Inhale up halfway and hands can be on your shins. Blocks of the earth. Fold back in and then inhale all the way up standing. Arms overhead and let's fold forward again. Inhale up halfway. Fold back in. Let's step back now with our left foot. Left foot's back here. We're going to come down onto our left knee. So if you need to, grab a blanket, put it underneath the left knee, come on down. Let's see if you can keep your left toes tucked under. So you press back through your heel, roll through your spine, shoulders down the back, pubic bone lifts up. Good. Deep breath in. Full exhalation out. Then grab the block here on your right side, slide it back toward your right hip flexor. Right hand down, left arm up, and let's dip over to the right here. Make sure you have that block set up at a nice height for yourself. Really extend through the left arm, and you can look up and open the chest up so you're not going to collapse in internal rotation. External rotation of the shoulder. Really reach. Make sure that this right knee is pointing in the same direction as your toes. If you need to scoot the block out further, you can, or go up on a higher setting, that's fine too. Reach. Good, come up. Release. Slide your block forward, come up off of your left knee. You can push the blanket to the other side in case you'll need it on that other side. Runner stretch, hands down. Let's step back to plank. Good. In our plank position here, again, use your core strength. Slowly come all the way down. Inhale, Cobra again. Let's strengthen those back muscles. Elbows in, shoulders down, open the chest. Again, make sure elbows are not out. You're not internal rotating. External, lift and open. Beautiful, release. And then head back to downward facing dog, either through a table or extra work. Tuck your toes under, press your heels back so your knees and thighs are off the ground. Hug elbows in, shoulders down, press up through plank, then back to down dog. Walk your feet forward a little bit, clarify that foundation, pedal a little. And we'll go ahead and lift the left leg up in the air, step the left foot forward, make sure left knee's above or behind the ankle. If you need your blanket, slide it underneath the right knee so you can keep your right toes tucked under too. Come on down on the right knee, press back through the heel, lift the torso up, hands can come onto your left thigh for a moment, shoulders down, feel the pelvis pull up, so we get that stretch in the quad, in the groin, and the hip. And then take a hold of that block with your left hand, slide it back towards your left hip flexor, lift the right arm up. As we exhale, dip over to the left, rolling that right shoulder blade down. Again, you can look up, making sure we're not having internal rotation and collapsing. We're framing our head, lifting the chest, rolling that left shoulder blade down the back, left knees pointing the same direction as our toes. Really reach, touch the opposite wall that you're reaching for. Really touch it and press back through that heel. Good. Come all the way up. Back into runner stretch here. And then step forward. Good. Inhale up halfway. Fold back in. Come all the way up to standing. Bring hands to heart center. We'll sit down now. You may need a block to sit on or your blanket to sit on. So we're going to get into a little fire log here, okay? Now, if you're dealing with major knee issue, okay, like you've had surgery and they're not prepared to have more flexion with them, then what you'll end up doing here is you're going to do a forward fold and you'll do an extension. And what we'll do here first is we'll have the left leg go under the right leg. But again, if your left knee was injured, you'll straighten the leg out. And what you'll end up doing is putting your right foot into your left thigh. And you'll just do a gentle forward fold here, okay? Keeping flexion in the foot to help the calf. And maybe a little bend in the knee to protect the knee. Now, if your knees are fine, your left leg goes under the right leg, and we're shooting to get our shin parallel to your mat. It may not get there. If it doesn't, it's okay. You may have to just take the left heel back a hair. Now, the right foot, we're gonna flex it. We're gonna put our right foot up onto our left thigh. Now, for some of us, and even myself, I have some tightness in the hip flexor. Some of that comes from the femur bone connecting into my hip socket, and that's fine. So my knee doesn't come all the way down. It's totally cool. What's important is that I'm keeping this right foot flexed and I'm lifted up on a block. So my hips come up higher. It's gonna allow for the knee to drop down more. So make sure you do the same thing. It's gonna be more comfortable for your back and for your hip flexor, okay? You may want to actually even supply a little support by putting your hand underneath that right knee, maybe your left hand onto the left foot so you keep it flexed. But lift the torso up, shoulders down here. We'll inhale. As we exhale, we'll slowly come forward. Now keep your sits bones, those glutes pressing down into your block, blanket, or earth. You may even need a block in front of you to put your hands down as you lightly press the right knee down. You may also want a blanket or a block underneath that right knee to support the knee. Now, for some of us, we're going to stay right here. But to get this right sits bone and this right glute and IT band to stretch and piriformis muscle, walk your hands to the left and lightly fold forward, lightly pressing that right knee down. Shoulders down, and just breathe. Keep your right foot flexed. Good. Last breath here. And slowly come on up. Use your core strength. Gently release. If you need to shake out the legs a little bit, do it. We'll change sides. Remember, now, if your right knee is injured, keep the right leg extended. The left knee will bend. You'll put the left foot into your thigh, so you can do a nice little forward fold here while protecting the knee. And if you need to, you can always put a block underneath the knee or have the knee bent. All right? But if your right knee is fine, we'll shoot for that right shin to go parallel to our mat. Left foot up onto our right thigh. We flex the foot, lightly pressing left knee down. Support it with a block if needed, or hug it with that left arm. Lift your chest, both sits bones press down. Slowly come forward into a forward fold. Pause here, or gently walk over to the right, really pressing that left knee down to get a deeper stretch of the piriformis and IT band too on that left side. Notice, don't let the shoulders creep up. External rotation of your shoulders, down the spine. Breathe. Stay with it. Couple more breaths. And slowly come back home. Gently roll up. Gently release. Shake them out if you need to. And then pause for a moment. Just notice how it feels. If you're on a block, pop off the block or blanket, okay? And then we're gonna bring the right leg down, walk our left leg back, and we're coming right into pigeon. Again, make sure if we can get our shin parallel to the mat, great. If not, it's all good. You can put a block underneath that right hip flexor. Lift your torso up, and if needed, a block underneath you, shoulders down, external rotation. Stretch the psoas as you reach back through the left toes. And then release. You have your forearms on a block, on the earth. You can just melt completely here. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed, okay? And make sure that your hips are square. So you're not falling all the way over to the right or left side, right, left side, right? You're nice and square in those hips. Good. Last breath here. Hands walk back, slowly roll up. Use your core. Let's just go ahead and swing that left leg forward. If you're gonna need a block, you put a block underneath your left hip flexor. Remove the right leg, swing it back, and then bring yourself into pigeon on this side. Now, if your knee is injured, you can always come onto the back. It'll do the side view, okay? Come onto your back. If it's your left leg, you'll flex the left foot. Think about a figure 4 shape here. You'll lift up the right leg, thread your hands between the legs, and just lightly pull the leg in towards you and relax the head. That's if you have an injury, okay? Otherwise, right leg's back, left leg forward. Make sure you're releasing here. Hips are square. Good. Last breath. Slowly come on up. Let's gently swing that leg around. If you're on your back, roll back up. And here we'll bring the soles of our feet together. And we can have a blanket for our head. Blocks can go underneath the knees. As we'll come into a little reclined bound angle for relaxation. So stay in this pose for as long as you like, 5-10 minutes, really letting go to help your recovery. You guys have a great day. Namaste. Laying straight back, soles of the feet together. Relax the head and the arms out. And melt.